Welcome back to the Drop Some Knowledge podcast, guys. We're live from Melbourne lockdown once again. A little bit warmer today. Yeah, I'm excited too. A bit warmer today. T-shirts are on, sun's out, guns out. And yeah, we're ready for some thick, dense, viscous podcast entertainment for your ears.
Let's bring it.
Yeah, so we're going to get straight into this one this week. No little messages or teasers for you. We're just going to get James to drop some knowledge. So James, drop it for me, man.
Sorry, I'm playing with my mustache.
That's going to be great for our audio listeners.
I was going to try and curl it. Was basically what I wanted to do.
Is this what this episode's about?
Yeah, a little bit. No, it's not actually. Josh, here's the knowledge for you. Did you know Romans are weird?
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay. I'm interested.
Romans are weird. Now, I'm talking ancient Rome here. I'm talking your Caesar. I'm talking, your Nero, all these sorts of cool guys. But the things that were happening in that time.
I wasn't expecting you to talk about 2021 Romans when you said Romans, by the way. That's not where my excitement came from. I was like, oh, modern Rome. I'm so excited to hear about modern Rome.
Oh, yeah. Have you been?
I have been to Rome, yeah.
You've been to Rome, haven't you? Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. Okay. Actually, my favorite city in Italy. It was unbelievable.
Oh, really? Okay. Mine was Florence, but
Florence was cool. I liked Florence. Weird. I had sushi in Florence. That's the one meal I had for lunch. Yeah, I don't know. It's like the best lasagna I've ever had was in Germany, in Marburg. Shout out to Marburg. And great little German uni town. Yulia and Hannah there. Hope you guys are doing well if you ever listen to the potty.
Hello. I'm waving. I shouldn't have been waving. Hi.
No. It goes on YouTube too, James. God.
Oh, shit. Hi.
Okay, we're rambling already. Let's go. Ancient Rome.
Ancient Rome. Now we're going to start with my favorite guy, Caligula, Emperor Caligula. Now, Emperor Caligula was famous for being kind of loopy. He was had some issues up in the noggin.
Okay.
And one of his most famous kind of instances that came about from Emperor Caligula was he loved his horse. Now, don't let that one
his noble steed
away from you. His noble steed. He loved one of his horses. His horse was named. Now, I stuffed up on the reading before, but it was incitaceous or incitaceous. I can't pronounce it. I'm not. Does it look like I'm? I don't know Latin. Latin's hard. I'm going to get absolutely berated online for this now. This is going to be brilliant.
Oh, no. I'll be the one behind the keyboard too.
It's like, no, he's just an idiot. Leave him.
I don't know this guy. It's one of those government programs for special people. I'm just doing this for, guys.
Look, it is.
I get money from the government.
Being well looked after. Anyway, so he loved this horse so much that he actually gave it a marble stall.
Okay.
An ivory bed or manger, if you've heard that word before.
It doesn't need a bed. It's a horse. It sleeps standing up.
A jeweled collar.
Okay.
Jeweled,
Yeah.
And even a house, house.
Well, they do say when in Rome.
Well, when in Rome, do what Caligula does to his horse.
Yeah, exactly.
Look after it really nicely.
Yeah, this horse was all blinged out, unbelievable.
Yeah. Now, it was written by an ancient historian, Suetonius, I think he's pronounced, Suetonius, and Cassius Dio. Now, these two historians basically talked pretty much like I said. They were talking about how much he loved his horse, but also Dio writes that servants even fed the animal oats that were mixed with gold flakes.
Oh, it must be nice. I tell you what,
yeah.
What years are we talking here? How many?
We're talking BC. We're talking. I think it's between 70 and 80 BC.
Oh damn!
So
can't even get gold flakes these
time
days.
Ago.
Well, I guess you can. There's like a vodka with gold flakes.
There's a vodka. Yeah, I was going to say there's a vodka that's got like a dragon and gold flakes in it.
Yeah. Okay.
Why not? But that Josh is not what's weird about this whole thing.
Okay. All right.
Emperor Caligula was even rumored to make his horse a consul. Now, a consul is pretty much that below of the emperor, and basically
Oh.
oversees the whole operation.
So the
Right?
horse, the horse is like the deputy premier.
Yes, basically.
The next premier of New South Wales is going to be this horse when Glad Wrap barbecue chicken goes.
But see, like it's like if he actually did it, like if there was historical proof, like it is rumored, but if it was historical proof that he actually put it forward or did it, he's basically saying my horse can do a better job than you.
This time was the ultimate equality gap, wasn't it? Like, and we're even talking animals and that sort of stuff. I'd love to know how the horse signed the documents. Like, is it just a hoof print? Unbelievable. Imagine as well, you're one of those peasants that's like scooping poop from buckets and stuff, and like this horse is just wandering around eating chunks of gold and like pooping 24 carats and that sort of stuff. No, it's got its icy chain hanging out.
See, I would be the one that would be like, putting all the poop in a bucket and slowly cleaning out all the flakes.
The gold bits.
Yeah. Just feel like, go up to my wife and be like, look what I made you.
Yeah. You'd be there sitting like, geez, I hope the horse has diarrhea today because it's so much easier to filter
so much easier. Just to sift it, sift it through.
You're there on a Thursday afternoon and you see the horse eating a steak and you're just like, oh no, I'm not going through that. You're hoping for a curry.
Before I see that.
You're hoping for a spicy Rogan Josh with naan bread or something.
Yeah, but see, oh God, panning for gold for horse. No.
Dark rabbit hole, James. Duck, we need to stop.
I'm sorry. We'll stop there. But it's ridiculous. I just think that'd be hilarious to just see a horse coming through the town and everybody going, "Oh, it's the premier!" Like, no, it doesn't work that way. So,
the deputy premier.
wearing a North Face jacket.
Daddy Dan.
Oh, gotta love him. Anyway, so talking about the inhabitants of Rome.
Yeah.
Did you know that they actually had a goddess of the sewer?
What do you mean? That's not a good job title as well. That's not a good job title.
Josh, there is a toilet god. There is a god of excrement. Is basically what I'm saying.
Still higher ranked than you, peasant. He's the poop queen.
Lutetia.
Oh.
Lutetia.
I know someone called Letitia too, and I'm thinking right now, should I tell her that she's the poop queen?
Please don't. Please, that it's just like, imagine being like, we've all heard the saying, where's James? He's gone to pray to the porcelain god. And it's usually like, it's either if you've had a long night and you're going to do a tactical vom in the bathroom, or you've had a lot to eat.
Yeah, I thought that's why the one time I busted in you taking a poop, that's why your legs were crossed and your heels were up on the seat as well. I was like, that's weird, but I guess maybe it's just a Greek thing, or I'm not sure.
Look, I've got to tell you something, mate. I pray to Letitia often. I give offerings often and pray for
frankincense, myrrh, and I can't.
And gold flaked
turds.
Oh God, no! Oh my! Like, unfortunately, that's just something that just continues on from there. Because now I hope, like, these are one of those, I love little tidbits of knowledge that may or may not be true, and it's like I find a few little things that kind of seep into seep in. I shouldn't.
Okay. Oh no! Yeah,
they kind of find themselves in actual fact.
Okay,
and I love it. So I've got a couple for you, and one of them is that urine was used in ancient Rome to wash clothes.
That is so counterproductive. Like, when people say work smarter, not harder, it just can't relate to that at all. Like, I
just feel like that's not a thing.
What was the thinking behind that? What was the thinking?
It's too weird.
Who goes?
But it's also
this yellow stream that comes out of my body that smells like off asparagus. Like, why not all of mine do. But I'm healthy, guys. Okay, I'm just gonna put that out there before anyone thinks I'm
I drink
deathly
enough
sick.
water.
Yeah,
I
I've
drink
water.
enough water.
Literally have
That's
water
fine.
right here. Like, trust me.
So there you go.
But like, who would smell something like that and be like,
I don't know.
put it on my clothes?
Why not?
That'll get it clean.
Why not? But it's like when who's the first person to kind of go, you see that animal over there with the four legs and the horns and goes moo?
Hmm.
It feeds its its young from its udders. I wonder what that tastes like. Like, let's give that a go. Like, who was the first person to do that?
You're right.
That's
You're
what I
right.
want to know.
And how did
Like,
so that so there had to be someone to just start like getting the cow and like I've
How
always
do they know
wondered,
that's how they got it?
I've always wondered, and I've been saying this for years, is like, okay, there's this little fuzzy thing that goes meow. I know, cat. How? It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't go cat. It doesn't do that. Dogs, dogs aren't going dog. Like, it's not like that. What
They
makes it a dog?
should.
Yeah, I know.
They
But like,
should.
where was the thinking behind calling it that?
Oh no.
You know,
I love it. That's so
yeah.
cool.
Okay, urine on the clothes.
Yeah. So there you go. Weird. And then another little tidbit here is ancient Rome was 8 times more densely populated than New York is today.
Damn. Okay. That's
How crazy.
How many people are in New York?
Well, so that's the thing. Like,
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Numbers. Have a look for numbers, because I just find that being so problematic, especially when we're talking about toilet gods.
And everyone's
can you
clothes.
imagine if they had,
everyone's clothes smell like urine.
like imagine with the going to the local games, you go and watch something at the Coliseum, everybody goes to the bathroom at the same time. God, there's a lot of praying going on.
Yeah. Right. There's just James on the toilet seat with his heels up on the bowl. Yeah.
Thank God for the aqueduct.
Imagine going at like you'd have to go before halftime, because at halftime of the footy at the Coliseum back in the day, like the line to the bathroom would be unbelievable. I've just looked up the facts here. 8.4 million people live in New York right now. Really weird.
Populated.
Yeah, really weird side note though. It says Los Angeles is only 3.9 million people. So New York has double the amount of people, but Los Angeles is a much wider spread city. That's interesting, but not for this podcast, because
not for this podcast.
Cool though. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So there's a couple of little tidbits for you there. So you know that Caligula was weird with his horse, and just weird in general. You know that there is a sewer goddess named Letitia. And you know that urine was used to, supposedly used to wash clothes. Now here's another one for you, which is a little bit not safe for work, but also hilarious.
It's all right.
Phallic symbol. Here we go. Ready? Phallic symbols for good luck.
Phallic symbols for good luck.
Yeah.
Explain this.
Okay, so jewelry, little little things to put in your pockets, little tidbits and stuff like that. The word phallic, you've heard the word phallic before?
I've heard it before. What does it exactly mean though?
It's a penis. And so it's a weird tradition for ancient Romans it's basically tops the list in my books, because they would wear it as jewelry, or simply just a little doodle in their pocket.
So where did they get them from?
Bronze.
I mean, I know where
they'd be made.
Okay,
no, they'd be made. They're made out of like bronze.
Okay. Sorry, for a second there, I thought they'd chop someone's off and they'd carry it around as like a rabbit's foot or a good luck charm.
Oh no! On your keys when you go home.
On your keychain. You start up the horse and cart and you've got the keys in there, and there's a thing hanging up there.
But like,
okay,
they would have it as jewelry. So whether it was necklace, can you imagine earrings? Oh, jeez.
Yeah. A really quick side note here, James. A little story from my high school days. We did woodwork in year 9 and 10, and we had a wood lathe, right? And we'd start making like cricket bats, but we made baseball bats and carved them out of them. And it got to the point where a lot of the guys in the class started making these wooden penises, and they would be carving them. and they take them out at lunchtime and start hitting people with them. And then we came into the class. We came into the class like a week or so later, and the teacher, Mr. Page, also known as the old tool bag, had to have a chat to us about doing that.
Oh,
and
God.
he said, "Now, look, kids, that's enough." I don't know the exact word he used. I assume he would have used a word like, "That's enough wooden male genitalia. That is inappropriate at this school." But it's like when you do sex ed, when you're like 15 years old, and as soon as they say the word nipple, you're just like,
you lose
can't
it.
Stop laughing.
I found it so hard to work in a hardware store where I go into the plumbing aisle. I work in the plumbing aisle, and there's nipples everywhere. It just doesn't. I mean, that's a threaded nipple. That's an actual plumbing
so
thing
am I.
For those that are listening.
Only my third one.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, let's go back to where we were with phallic symbols. I mean, come on. But what made it even more funny was some of them had wings. Just to be different. But some of these, little boys had wings.
Oh my God, that's creepy. Don't say that.
No, that was a little. Cut that.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Are we leaving it? We're leaving it.
We're leaving it.
So, oh God, it's all right. My that's it. I can't. I have to stop. That's just
no. Okay, take a second.
I've made hang on. So,
yeah, nice.
Basically, these phallic symbols were made out of bronze, and had wings.
Was it just for luck?
It was a luck. It was a luck thing. It was for from everything from fertility to just having a good life and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, bit weird.
Yeah, weird.
All right, now we're rolling it out now. We're coming up to the end of the knowledge here.
Oh.
But did you know, Josh? And this works for me because, like, if I don't look after it, it starts to get a bit of a worm across above my eyes.
A little bit of Anthony Davis action.
A little bit Anthony Davis. But did you know that the unibrow was a sign of intelligence?
I just feel like
You've been lied to all this time. Is that what it is? You've been lied to.
Surely it's just that's a thing that they've made up to make them feel better about themselves.
I feel like it was. This is one of those little bits of knowledge that like kind of jumped in randomly while I was searching for and making sure that my information was correct. But This is one of those ones I'm looking at it going, this doesn't sound right, but I'm leaving it in it because it's funny.
It's almost like women back then who were a little bit more heavy set, let's say. They were the attractive women. They were the desired women then. So I guess, look, anything goes really.
Oh, look, mate, when I'm looking at as a unibrow more of like how we used to view very young, but how we used to view people with glasses were a little bit more nerdy or a little bit more.
Or me with my emo fringe back in 2008.
Yeah, exactly. Or professors are always wearing bow ties. Like there's that one thing
or a tweed jacket
sets them apart. Yeah, it always sets them apart. So I'm feeling like the unibrow was kind of like I'm a professor.
I have a unibrow. Yeah,
I have instead of a degree, instead of a uni degree, they had a unibrow.
So, okay. Interesting. So if I really want to get that qualification I need, I'm just going to have to start really, throwing this out.
Yeah, it's just like, did you go to university? No, I got a unibrow. Oh, yeah,
I got a unibrow. I was going to say unibrowity. Unibrowity? Is that a thing?
Unibrow.
I'm trying to.
No, unibrowsity.
Unibrowsity.
Yeah. Okay. No, God. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, that can't be right. I'm putting it in here anyway because I think it's funny. Yeah, it's one of those like the urine thing. It's one of those ones that kind of seeped its way in there, and I'm not too sure.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's true, just knowing some of the things that went on back in those days. But it's just so weird. Like a status symbol of it is a unibrow. That's yeah.
Well, another little tidbit here, Emperor Nero, he was the one that basically would ask people that wanted to go to. Oh, actually, he put in a law that basically stated that if you wanted to use a public bathroom, you had to pay.
They still do that in Germany. I'll tell you what, I was at a German train
Oh no, they
station
do.
and I needed
They
to
do.
pee. I put €1 in the machine in this little gate,
Yep.
just like at the train station at Flinders Street.
Yeah.
And I've put €1 in, off we go. In we go, right? I'm sitting on the toilet and I've locked the door. I swear I locked the door.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden I'm on the Iron Throne, right? And I'm my heels are up on the seat, just like James in the bathroom.
Yeah, you're praying to the porcelain
gods.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And bang, the door flies open, and this old German man is there,
what?
and he yells something at me in German. Scheißenhau, ich brei. That's not a German word, but I'm just trying to sound German. I mean, I can say other German words, but they're not going to make any sense. What's another German? Schildklotte. I don't know.
Krankenwagen.
Yeah, exactly. So he's opened the door and yelled Krankenwagen, and I've gone Nein, and he's closed the door and walked off. But I was all on my phone, like swiping on the Tinders or something as well. So like, I was doing some really important business there.
Bro, I'm busy.
Yeah, but I did not have to pay €1 to get out, which was lucky. They gave you a little ticket and you put it back in the machine to go. Thank God they didn't do that at Oktoberfest, but if it was the Australian government, they'd do that because they'd make a fortune.
Absolutely, for sure. But yeah. So how's that?
Yeah,
and
great.
also they actually, at the at public toilets and stuff like that, they didn't have toilet paper or anything like that. They had a sponge on a stick.
Oh. Oh, wash myself with a rag on a stick.
No, is that too much? Was that too much?
Hang on, was it the same rag on a stick? Did they just leave it in the corner and then the next person who came and got the same rag?
You got to give it to another bloke. He hands it. He takes the sponge off, throws it, puts another one on, and gives it to. I don't know.
Oh my God!
Like I don't think. Like these are people that didn't use soap. They used like
urine, probably.
What do you call it? Well, yeah. No, they used they didn't use soap to clean themselves. They actually used like balms and oils that they would scrape off their bodies.
Oh.
Like that was their cleanliness. So I feel like there wasn't much going on in the sense of like
even watching Peaky Blinders, right? I watched this show. Top 2 favorite shows of all time: Breaking Bad and Peaky Blinders,
awesome.
And then it's everything else. But I'm watching that show. I was watching that show with my housemate, and I remember making a comment like, it just you imagine the smell back then, like the ground is just all mud. It's raining all the time. People would be taking dumps in the street. Like people didn't care. Imagine the smell, even just walking around, like, that, that stale
open sewer.
Yeah, like that stale dude smell. I don't know if chicks get this too. The few of us say not really, but like for a guy, if you sleep in in your room with the door closed, you walk out to the bathroom, you come back in, there's this stale smell about it. And I don't know if that's just my body and I'm gross.
No, it
is everyone. And look, really quick
dudes
side note
here.
Really quick side note here. How much time do we have? Oh, we don't have much time.
We're all right.
Really quick story here. Was in Nottingham with a friend of mine called Nigel. We went out one night. We ordered Taco Bell on the way back. He got something called the volcano burrito, which he wasn't meant to get.
God, yeah.
He's eaten it, the spiciest thing he's ever eaten in his life. We've gone back to the hostel room with 2 other guys in there, slept, woke up. I woke up first because we were going to Liverpool. Or was it Manchester? Because we were in Nottingham. I think we're going to Manchester. I've walked out to use the bathroom, communal bathroom, walked back in our room, and the smell that smacked me in the face was unbelievable. Like it was a mixture of hot, sick, and like Indian curry diarrhea. Like this is next level stuff. This isn't me playing it up for the podcast here. Like it was unreal. Anyway, I've woken Nigel up. He's like, come with me. And he's like, whoa, man, what's that smell? And I'm like, I don't know. We've left those 2 guys in the room to hotbox and marinate for a while. We've got on a train to Manchester. 20 minutes into the journey, Nigel leans over to me and he's like, "Oi, mate, I got to tell you something." I'm like, "Oh, what?" He goes, "That volcano burrito went right through me. He was dropping the dankest farts all night." And at one point, I think he thought he shit his pants. So It's
Ooh.
a fun time.
Uh, um, wow, just wow, absolutely wow.
Sorry, Nigel, I had to tell
Um,
it.
yeah, no, I had to be told. I had to be told.
Yeah.
Hi, Nige.
Give me your best fact now, James. We're about 20
All right,
minutes in, so let's
this
go.
one, this one is my. This is one I like. I really like this one because I don't know about you, Josh, but I really like the movie Gladiator with Russell Crowe, and I really like the Colosseum. And when I went to see the Colosseum, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I
The
love the
Colosseum was
history.
amazing, actually. Yeah, it's unreal.
It's awesome. I love the history behind it and all the
Mm,
battles and all the races that were happening around there and all that sort of stuff. Because it
mm,
wasn't just blood and gore. There were races. There were, you
mm.
know, a lot of it was a newsstand effectively with whole
Yeah.
sort of sports and stuff around it.
It's
But
basically a roundabout now in the middle of Rome. Like there's a road
yeah,
that
it
goes
really
right
is.
around it.
Yeah,
Yeah. The world's
yeah,
coolest roundabout.
best roundabout. But one
Absolutely.
of my favorite little tidbits of knowledge to do with the Colosseum. Did you know
Mm.
that they used to flood the Colosseum so
Oh,
they could recreate naval battles?
really? Like a big
Yeah,
bathtub.
yeah, like a big
Just
bathtub.
like you sitting in the
Now,
bath with your little rubber ducky and your little
yeah,
ship, and you're like,
it's just
"Ooh, ooh, ooh." Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
using
gotta
the
stop.
sand.
You gotta stop calling me in
Yeah.
when you're in the bath like that, James, because sometimes the
Oh,
little
I'm
bubbles
sorry.
aren't over your business, mate. And I can't keep looking at that, you know.
Just this little squeal. Oh my.
They flooded the
Um,
Colosseum, but how?
they used
Surely
to
there'd
flood the
be.
Colosseum.
They must have had a lot of no more gaps to be able to fill those gaps in there because, like, this is old architecture, mate. Surely it'd
Oh,
just.
very old
Yeah.
architecture. Now, the Colosseum was built on, I think it was an old lake or an old riverbed sort of thing, and they
Mm.
were able to actually flood it. Or when they built I think it was maybe when they built the aqueducts, they were able to flood it from the aqueducts, fill up the Colosseum, and then actually redistribute the water back through during, like, using massive piping and things like that.
Unbelievable.
But and usually this was done at the end of the games, like, obviously, because
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
drain that out while people are there is a pain in the ass.
Would be.
But
It's like Etihad can't close the
yeah,
roof if anyone's inside. And it's like
yeah, that's
if they
true.
make it
That's
because
true.
Melbourne weather's just all over the place and they'll make the
Horrible.
call to like open the roof, then it'll start pouring down and they can't close the roof legally.
No,
And it takes
it has to
8 minutes
stay
to
open.
close the
Yeah,
roof too. And you remember that
yeah,
time that they half closed the roof? What's the point of that?
yeah.
It doesn't
There's
make
no
any
point in it.
sense. And then it was a sunny
No.
day. They've half closed the roof and there's this big light strip through the middle of the ground. What are you
Yeah,
doing,
weird.
AFL? Pull
It
your
is
heads
weird.
in. Anyway, carry on.
Get it right.
Yeah.
But they used to get, like, they would build ships and they would bring ships out that were between, 15 to 20 meters long.
Mm.
So obviously not big enough to, be too big, but they were able to recreate really big battles that happened, that they wanted to, show the populace. So I thought that was
Unreal.
a really cool
That
little
is cool, actually. I
bit of
wouldn't have
knowledge.
even thought that that would be possible.
Yeah, so I thought that was cool. And yeah, when I went to the Colosseum, I literally went around trying to find how they actually did it, and I thought that was really cool. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Wow. I can't believe they could do that. That's
yeah,
it just
it's
seems because
nuts.
it's
It's
so long
absolutely
ago,
nuts.
it's like, nah, they wouldn't have had the tech back then, but I guess they just made
Uh,
do with what they had.
Rome
It was ahead of its time
was
though, wasn't
ahead of its time. I mean, they built some incredible monuments. They built roads. They built an aqueduct. They had basically had plumbing before everybody else. Like,
it? Mm.
it was a lot going on. Too bad half of their rulers were stupid,
Yep.
uh,
Yep.
and just, going mad with power,
Yeah, that
or they
sucks.
get stabbed by their mates. Like, it's all
You
this sort
know,
of stuff.
mates just having a
Standard.
laugh, really though.
Yeah,
You know.
that's it.
If you
All
can't
right,
if you
come on,
can't take
Caesar, get
banter
up.
like that, if you can't take banter like that, get out, mate. You know what are you talking
If you,
about?
you can't take me at my worst, you can't have me at my best.
All right, mate. Now you're the Instagram influencer, aren't you? I don't want to see you posting a booty pic with that caption in the next week or so. I'm
Oh,
gonna be
it's gonna have that with the hashtag Drop Some Knowledge
drop
podcast.
some
Like, it's gonna
knowledge.
be great. Yep.
Unreal. So what have we learned today, James? We've learned that a horse can
Mm,
poop gold nuggets.
yep.
We've learned that you could flood the Colosseum.
Mhm.
And we've learned that people used to wash their clothes with stinky pee.
Yeah, that's great.
What a time
That's
to be
awesome.
alive. Yeah.
Yeah, and a horse could do
Yeah.
a premier's job better than the premier.
The Premier. Yeah. Well, that's some great knowledge to take to the bank, guys. So, look, we might wrap it up here, but
Yeah.
remember now the election later in the year. Make sure you vote for the horse with the golden poop. It's going to be on the ballot box right
Yep.
next to the Pirate Party. Just tick that box, and we're going to get the people in power that we really need at this time in our great country.
Say yay, not nay.
Oh my God. There's no better note to leave it on there, guys. So we're going to head off. I'm going to go and compartmentalize my thoughts. James is going to go have a bath with his rubber ducky. And
Yep.
we'll see you guys next time.
All right, see you guys. Ciao.
Bye.